this is Kyle with Bailiff's Piano Tuning Service. So no, I'm not going to say that I'm as fully knowledgeable in piano tuning like my brother, but I guess I did have a lot of knowledge and a little bit of knowledge in how to repair this leather. This leather was actually really, really bad way before, and you can see it on the other side. And I actually had to, it was cut pretty bad, so I actually had to look things up, and basically you can just buy yourself various kits. I bought a bunch of them. And they basically come with a leather kit. This one has paint in it, which I really didn't use or need. So this one, the professional do-it-yourself or people, isn't as necessary, so we're going to set that aside. And the thing that I actually did was I looked up online to a specialty store, so you can't go on Amazon to do it. But basically what I had to do is what you do is you actually have to cut some leather in a square, and then you tuck it under, and then you just basically glue it with the repair compound for leather or vinyl. So this cut on this side isn't really huge, so I don't think we need to do that. So really all you have to do is just you can use super glue, really. You also could use this plastic emblem and trim adhesive, which I probably will actually use more than I actually might just use a super glue because that is actually better. So it's simple, kind of a simple fix. But these aren't as cut, so there's quite a few dings on here. I don't know what caused it because you just keep sitting. But you could cut the patch and tuck it under. I don't really need to do that because you can just pretty much close it. Super glue, really. And they also come with sandpaper. And and some people can paint it if they really want to, but the whole point is you don't want to. So if this is like a huge slab, then you'll have to use that leather stuff, and then you paint it a certain color. I didn't really do that, but after you do that, when that glues and you let that dry, you just basically just sand it and buff it. So this is more like a leather repair, but since it's the piano, I thought it'd be good for piano tuning services. I know a lot of people do this, so when that dries, you basically can buff it, and it'll make it kind of mark, but you can kind of wash it. But anyway, let me look at this for a second. What you're first supposed to do is you're supposed to use rubbing alcohol to remove the oil, and then you wipe the surface, and you dampen the cellulose sponge, thoroughly stir the color until smooth and creamy, test the smell, and then spread, rub, and restore. Which one's the rub and restore? I think this is the rub and restore. Anyway, we don't have to go very far with it because that was just a small cut, unlike the other side where I actually had because it was such a huge cut, I actually had to cut part of the leather and tuck it under there, and then I ended up just gluing it with super glue. So they call it a patch, so we have to let this dry, and then you can just buff it a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty easy fix. That's all I wanted to do with this one. I'm sure there might have been better ways to do it, but I'm not a professional, but it still makes it look okay. And the whole point is you want to make it the same color as possible. So I use this plastic emblem and trim adhesive. And this is plastic emblem and trim adhesive. Actually, I don't know. I think That's for something totally different anyway. And I end up putting the compound around it. That's what I use to kind of glue the patch in. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is talk about this. So we already did a video of when this was turning red. And then right now it's blinking water. So all you have to do is we got distilled water, and before, like we said, it was actually showing red. It was blinking red with something with the pad. So apparently you need this specially formulated piano lifesaver system. It has something to do with the electrolytes. Do you remember what those guys told you and why this stuff's so important to mix it, Travis?
Not sure, to be honest.
Did he say it's something like with electrolytes?
Yeah, electrolytes.
So basically, distilled water's not enough. So what I'm going to do is Travis could probably just follow me again, and I'm going to refill it again. And that yellow light should go away pretty quickly. So fill it to this line here. You don't want to do too much because it will overflow, because there's like a basically almost have to use a full gallon, really. We use distilled water. We live in the country. It's not good to use hard water because that seems to make it won't make it last as long. So like I said, this is just a repeat. Since it's all the way full, you just put a cap full of this pad treatment, and you really do need this. Distilled water is not enough. I actually thought distilled water would be enough, but the piano tuner never told us about it till after. So the good thing it works, and I just wanted to show you quickly what happens. So I'm gonna pour this in. This only really lasts about maybe a couple weeks, so I have to go up here. Or maybe you have to go on this side to have it dump down and then you can come back. No, I mean, well, you can do it. Anyway, you gotta lift it up. And it takes a while to fill. It goes all the way back into the water treatment thing back here. I have to do this at least maybe every other week, so it's pretty thirsty right now. It's pretty hot, it's humid, and the water does not last as long. But hey, I still rather do this and put a little money to maintain it, to make it sound good. And I feel like it does sound better. It has a more warmer feeling. It's not as tinny. But this piano just basically has this piano in general has a bright sound, which can't be helped, unfortunately. My brother and I played a pretty warm piano at a hotel. A lot of people were watching, recording, people clapping and stuff. But it still looks nice, I guess. It still sounds better than an upright, although it sounds more like an upright to me. Hold up and let the gravity pour it down. Alrighty, so that's good there. And I'm gonna put this thing up here. Make sure. I sometimes just hold it with my thumb to bring air pressure. But anyway, I want Travis to look at the light, and it should be fine. And let's see. Did it work? Yep. As you can see, it's green. So last time it was showing red because of the pads again, because we didn't use the water treatment. But now it's just showing it just needs water, the yellow. So the yellow is always okay, and usually it goes away around a week and a half, 2 weeks. It doesn't last a very long time, but hey, it still sounds better, as you can tell. It has more of a fuller tone, less tingy, so And I know some people were complaining about that. So again, this is Kyle with Bale's Piano Tuning Service. My brother's in the midst of trying to learn learn about piano tuning. He's in the midst of getting the certification. Also, I wanted to bring you to Duo Piano. That's where we actually play some awesome Final Fantasy piano music. And that's the number 2 UO 2 1 IANO. So I guess we could probably put that at the end of this video clip too. So we play a whole bunch of Final Fantasy music, and we're still gonna do that. I'm gonna load Bama Flamenco. My last one was Melodies of Life, and Travis I think is learning FF7 main theme. So that's it. Thanks again.